Hi guys, it's Debbie with Debbie J's Crafting Corner. Today we're going to be playing with Queen Anne's Lace and Ladybugs. Yes, Ladybugs. That is one of the new die sets from Spellbinders. This is part of the Susan Tierney collection. So I've got my Susan Tierney tools out and we're going to be just making some really easy flowers. Now the only downside is that you got to make a lot of them. So we've got this one die here that cuts out all these little flowers. I've cut it out 4 times. The instructions say to do it 6 to 7, but that also makes really full dimensional flowers, and I don't really want my card to be that full. So I'm going to try it with just having cut it out 4 times, and we're going to see how it does. I may have to add on. So what we're going to do, because I've got a bunch of them just in this cup here, and this is a real easy one. You just lay these down. You try to have it, of course, with right side up if you're OCD like me. And then we're going to take our tool-in-one and use the small ball stylus. So let me swap that out. This comes with several different attachments, different ones to use with it. So here's our small one, and real easy to swap out. Okay, I know I'm not going to use this one, so you basically just pull that down, pull this out, put the other one in, and let the spring pull it back out. Actually, I wind up making sure, because I want to make sure it's nice and tight. So there we go. That's all we need to do. And then for these, we're just going to cup them. We just put the ball stylus right there in the center, and that's it. That is how we make our little flowers. Now, what Susan Tierney did on hers is she also added a little dot of green in the center. That is entirely up to you whether or not you want to do that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do it as I go. So we've also got these other dies. These are all for basically leaves for the greenery. We've got a larger one, this kind of star-shaped one, and a smaller one. And what it's going to actually do is we're going to put a bunch of the flowers on there, and we're going to layer these guys up. And you're supposed to do 2 of each of these. Again, I just did 1 of each because I want it to be not quite so full on my card. So I'm going to go ahead and cup a bunch of these, and then we can start putting some of them onto our greenery. Okay, I've got a few on, and a few done, so I'm just going to start adding them on here, and we will fill it and see how it does. I have never done this before, so yeah, we're going to see. And it's not that there's not really any place that you have to put them. You just kind of put them on there random. And I think I need my pokey tool for this too. Basically, so I can let go of my tweezers and not lose it. Okay. And I'm basically just going to cover a lot of this greenery on both of them, and then we're going to see how it does. Okay, this I think is turning out super pretty. Oh my goodness. And I'm thinking you don't really have to build it all up as a whole thing. So anyhow, I'm even thinking this just doing pieces and using these little bitty flowers would be pretty on anything on basically on a flat card, because this doesn't have a lot of dimension, but it does have some, and I think that would be super pretty. I'm going to go ahead and finish filling it all in, and then we will see how we're going to be putting it on a card. Okay, now that I've got those all full, I am switching out to the medium ball stylus. Okay, so now I'm cupping it a little bit. So you can see it does add a bit of dimension. It does pop up pretty well. But I don't really want it to pop up that much, so that means after I get it on my card, I'm going to flatten it out a little bit. This one I also didn't do quite as full. I may add a few more little flowers on, because there are some gaps. But that's the thing. You can fill it up as much as you want to or as little, because you know what? Plants don't always go completely full in nature. It is never exact, right? Okay, so now for these, I'm going to put them to the side, but what we're going to do when we put them on the cards, we're going to layer those up, and I'm not 100% sure how I want to do them yet. Let's go ahead and find us a background. So I grabbed some pattern paper out of my stash. I intentionally picked some that did not have any white on it, because when I put some with white on it behind the flowers, the flowers kind of got lost. So I'm also using a piece of cardstock that I cut another piece out of before. So not going to use up, now I'm getting to use up the rest of it. So I'm not letting any of it go to waste. And just adding that as a matting layer. There we go. And then I can place that right on the front of my card base. There we go. So now we've got that down, and here we've got our 2 layers of flowers. So I think I'm going to put the first one down here, and as I'm putting them down, first off, they do still have that dimension because I cupped it, but I also don't want it to be quite so high, so I am going to flatten it out a bit as I put it down. So I've got a big bunch of glue there, just a little bit away from the edge. And then I'll add this one down, and we'll let it dry, and once it's dry, I'm going to kind of flatten it back out, just pressing it down some. I'm also going to place this a little bit off center. So we've got this nice big bunch of flowers down at the bottom, and then we can add in a couple of leaves. I think I may cut out some more of these. I only cut out 4, and one's missing, but I only cut out a few of those, and you can cut out as many of those as you want. We do have a separate die for that. You can add score lines on the leaves if you want. I'm choosing not to this time, just to make it simpler. Plus, these are such small ones, it's really not going to get noticed too much. Okay, now this part is super cute. These are little ladybugs. So we've got this little bitty die that cuts out 2 little bitty ladybugs, and what we're going to do with it, because it's going to be dimensional too, is I'm just taking a black gel pen, and if I can hold it straight, and if my pen will write, there we go, going over the end, you know, the nose area, and then we're going to draw a line right between the wings. And then just add some little dots. Now, as a cheat, there are some little dots already embossed into our ladybug, okay? So it gives you a little bit of an idea of where to add it. And my pen's not really wanting to draw too well, but that's okay. These are still going to be cute. And I've got 4 of them. So I'm going to go ahead and color these up, and then we're going to shape them a little bit. So we are switching back to our small ball stylus, and we're going to turn our little ladybugs upside down, and we're just going to kind of round them a little bit, kind of cup them. I'm thinking you could probably just cup them, and they will be shaped kind of like what, oh my goodness, that looks cute. Okay, I like that. I'm going to go ahead and do the other ones. Now, my coloring on them isn't the best, but this is the first time I'm trying to do these too, and yeah, Anyway, I'm going to just cup all 4 of my little ladybugs. And then we can flip them over. I'm going to put some glue on my hand so I've got something to dip them in. Okay, so now they are kind of a little rounded, and I'm just going to tap it. So it's basically just going to pick up some of the glue off of my hand, and then I can put them onto our plant there and just let that glue dry. So they are already domed. They're domed like it would be for a real ladybug. Yeah, I'm thinking this is cute. Anyway, so let's go ahead and add another one. You don't really have to do this many. I just decided to cut out 4 of them because, yeah, let's add a little bit of embellishment with our little ladybugs. Add a little extra. Well, let's see. How do I want them to go on here? I'll do it facing the plant. There we go. I think these are just precious. And I'm going to put one of them closer to the center, and then I think I'm going to just save the last one for a future card. Okay, just lay them down. And that glue that I just put on them is going to hold them on there once it dries. So I think that is kind of cute. Yeah, love it. For the sentiment, I am just grabbing one of the sentiments I've got in my sentiment binder. Just says happy birthday, stamped in red, and I think that matches our little ladybugs. And you know what? Maybe I should add a little bit of greenery to this. Think that'll work? Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then I'm going to add this last ladybug that I was going to save. I don't have to because I can make more. I'm going to add that one to our greenery up here at the top. And that finishes up this card. I think this is super fun, and to be honest, this Queen Anne's Lace reminds me a lot of Baby's Breath, so it would go great with any of your other flower cards. Isn't that just so pretty? Anyway, you guys have a great day, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye, guys.